Hi guys, if you're here from Instagram, thank you for coming back. This is a card reading designed to kind of coincide with Mars moving through Libra while we're in Libra season, and all of the aligned tweaks we might be being asked to make right now. The thing, and I'll, if you're not here from Instagram, go check it out on Instagram. It's on IGTV, and it's pretty good. But just talking about Mars moving through Libra, what that means for us, and it means a whole lot of mental activity around all the battles that we've had, and specifically specifically in our relationships. And again, I'll say this will be the third time I say this, but the power of threes, not just romantic relationships. This is relationships with everything, relationships with self-care, food, family, animals, self. It's just the intensity of the mirroring that's happening right now, in terms of when we are having these really strong reactions. And Mars and Libra can have strong reactions, especially because Libra is all about harmony, and that's not something that Mars is really concerned with when he's in other signs, right? When he's in Aries, the signs he naturally rules, he don't give a fuck, man. He's there to fuck shit up. He's there to be Mars, to be masculine, to be the god of war, versus, when he's in a sign like Gemini, that's where he can be a little bit more strategic, right? Because Gemini is the twins, and so he can kind of flip his thinking anyway. That's a different vidya for a different day. But this is about what is being highlighted for us right now. And I'm just going to open it up with the Akashic Tarot deck by Sharon Ann Killinger and Sandra Ann Taylor, which is a relatively new deck to me, and I actually am not reading reversals right now when I use this one, because the Akashic Records, if you are unfamiliar, it's kind of, I don't know, like the Library of Congress, but bigger, like all world encompassing of the higher dimensional plane, like in it. And you can go there, like you can meditate, and you can go there and you can look up any fucking thing you want to look up. It's actually really cool, and it's a really fun thing to do. But the thing about the Akashic Records is don't fuck with it if you're not ready. I mean, that's all magic, right? But only you can decide when that is. And so if this is resonating, like, fuck, I'm gonna look up the Akashic Records and I'm gonna figure out how to do this. Like, go for it. But alternatively, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet, listen to that. Anyway, it is an energetic record of everything that has ever happened in every single dimension, both in and out of space-time. It's like low-key, just super chill, like not a big deal, right? No, it's just a place where you go to find out fucking anything you want to know, where a record of everything that has ever happened everywhere, bigger than just like the universe, like extended out in all of the dimensions, all the way straight back to source, to ultimate oneness. And when you go there, you can ask and see what you need to see in terms of where you're at in your journey and how it is relating, right? And so they're just really, really powerful. It's a really powerful place, and I'm talking about this, so why I'm not reading reversals from it, because the Akashic Records, it's everything and anything that's happened, and reversals are all about if it's inwardly or outwardly focused. And so for this, I just don't really think it's as important, because since the Akashic Records exist in the oneness, it doesn't matter if it's inward or outward, because it's reflected everywhere, if that makes any sense. So, Spirit, and while I'm shuffling, in fact, let's both do this because it's been a minute. Let's clean up our energies. I want you to put your middle finger on, this is called the hookup, your middle finger on, it's an energy medicine by Donna Eden, just about an inch above your belly button, and then your other middle finger on your third eye, and then you pull up slightly. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths. All right. Now do what you need to do. That's continuing to take deep breaths probably, and I will do the same, and wiggle your toes, really get in your body and actively engage with this energy, and that will help this reading come through a lot clearer. All right, Spirit. So what's kind of like the main energy we're dealing with right now? It's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of things up in the air, a lot of feeling like you need to be someplace. Oh, we got our card. King of Roses. I believe this is the King of Cups. But it's a man in armor. There's our Mars. There's our masculine. Holding a rose. Rose is the vibration of unconditional love. If you work with essential oils at all, rose is the highest vibrational essential oil that there is. It takes something like 1,000 flowers to make like this much essential oil, and so alternatively it's very expensive, but it's a super powerful healing vibration, and the ultimately the vibration of unconditional love. And so to have a masculine in his highest vibration of unconditional love, that is the divine masculine. And of course, Mars moving through Libra right now, Mars moving through a sign ruled by Venus would be Mars getting in touch with his feminine side, with his divine feminine. Because when we're balanced in our masculine and feminine energies, that's when we're the most potent in terms of manifestation, in terms of alignment, in terms of being at peace. Libra, balance, finding the balance. So we've got one chair and then a pathway, right? And so this feels like, you know where your place is, right? Like where you would be comfortable, where you could sit on a throne, where you could look over your kingdom, right? But then there's also this promise of the unknown. There's this stair step to a higher platform, right? To a higher level of consciousness, to a higher level of living, to a higher level of being. And it's like, am I content sitting on this throne, looking at these pile of roses, looking at all of this unconditional love that I have, or do I trust in the work that it might take to climb to a higher level of perspective, right? And there are no wrong answers. But this, I think, is supposed to be like ruins. But the first thing I saw when I looked at it was aqueducts. And aqueducts were the ancient Romans' way of having indoor plumbing, where you can still see them today. They look kind of like train bridges, but they're everywhere. And it was just a gravity water dispensary system. And what is water representative of but our emotional flow, our emotional state? And when it can be channeled, feminine, right? Water is feminine. Water is not uncontrollable, but without a container, uncontrollable, right? You can hold it in your hand for so long, but eventually it'll fall through all the cracks. And then putting it in a container, something very masculine, right? Channeling it using that masculine energy. You can flow an entire city, right? You can bring water to an entire city. You can create civilization. And this is a call to be like, are you content with where you're at? Or are you trying to go create a civilization? I know which one I would rather do. Well, I mean, my Taurus moon is like, I don't know, that chair looks pretty comfortable. But my Aries sun and rising is like, oh, we got to climb those stairs though. So it's like, you get to choose where you want to be. You get to choose what is important to you. Sure, that is kind of the energy that we're starting in, right? That is kind of what is being illuminated for us right now. Are we content where we're at, or are we going to climb the stairs to something greater? So, Spirit, let's go into that a little bit more specifically. I'd like more info on the unknown. What is trying to be illuminated for us in this unknown? What we might find waiting for us, should we trust and take those first few steps up to the higher power? And again, while I'm doing this, just connect with your breath. Ask I should have asked all the angels and higher selves to come in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Ask your highest self to come in. I'm going to invite in Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel to be here as well, while we kind of go into this divine masculine journey that is coming through, this ascension to a higher level of seeing, to a higher level of existing, to the channeling of our masculine and feminine energies, where our feminine energies are going to better the world, right? Because that's what the aqueducts did for the Roman civilization, that they flowing water and culture and growth and prosperity. That when your feminine and your masculine are working together, that's truly when you're most powerful. So more info on that, please, Spirit. Okay. The Hermit reverse. You know, bitch, you know what's up. You know what it, you know this is where you're meant to be, right? Or, well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe you don't know. Maybe, but the Hermit is reversed. And so this is, it's time to come out of the shell, right? You have done the inward journey. You have sought your inner wisdom. You have sat in oneness. You have trusted the divine. You have sought out the divine in the darkness. You are following the flickers of light. Trust it. Trust that you've done the inner work. It's safe to come out. It's safe to come out. There's this natural alignment happening for you. And it's almost like it's so good you're afraid to trust it. That you know you can, because you've gone inward, you've gone on the Hermit's journey, you have discovered what is important to you, what feels good to you, what you want to seek, and there's this fear that your wishes won't come true, right? That what you are asking of the universe is too big or too hard or too impossible. And the thing about that is it's categorically false, right? Because what we're meant to experience, what our souls have specifically incarnated here to learn, you're gonna fucking learn, right? And so, like, if you're meant to win an Academy Award, you're gonna win an Academy Award. If you're meant to get in a car accident and you have to learn to walk again, that's going to happen to you, right? There's nothing that we can do in terms of there's nothing that we can do to get us out of our path, right? Because there is no wrong or right. The universe is always self-adjusting and self-balancing, and part of the physical journey of coming here and, you know, kind of the mirage of the physical, or the illusion of the physical, is that it is all that there is. And if we don't, I'm going to pop this up just a little bit. That feels better. If seeing is believing, and that's the end of that, you know, but and because this is all about pulling out of polarity, right? Realizing that in the yin and yang, from the perspective of, if you're standing at the yin and yang, oh, it looks like, yes, this is absolute dark, or yes, this is absolute light. You don't necessarily know there is a spot of light in the darkness and there is a spot of dark in the lightness until you can pull back. And that's what ascension is, right? Ascension is realizing how everything is true at once, that there are no absolutes, that the oneness is so all-encompassing, and it all, again, exists to bring us back to the vibration of love, to show us where we need to extend self-love to ourselves. Because when we are honoring ourselves as the divine being we are, the entire world changes, right? Because when everyone does that, when everyone is doing that, when everyone is seeking to be the best versions of themselves, we will naturally create the best version of the world, because we are one with the world. Just small, like, Miss America things on a Saturday night, but there's a fear here that your wildest wishes won't come true, which again is categorically false. The Nine of Cups is reversed, and the Nine of Cups is can be a card of wish fulfillment. Also, careful what you wish for. Celebration. It's kind of a Dionysus energy. It's safe to trust. It's safe to trust because your intuition, your inner hermit, right? This inward journey that you did is telling you it's safe to trust. Is telling you this is the light. This is the light we seek. It's here in front of you, and there is fear happening. And it all has to do with, ooh. 4 fell out, and I'm asking if they're meant to stay or if I can put them back, because 4 feels like too many, but this also feels like a very specific, because those motherfuckers don't. I'm getting take 'em. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, I know why. Okay. Here we go. Nah, okay. All right. Oh shit, we got 3 major arcana cards. Oh, we're equal in major and minor arcana cards. All right. The wish, fulfilling the wish, has to do with dropping what isn't yours to carry, kind of getting all of the bullshit out of your face. The 10 of Swords or 10 of Wands reversed is about doing all of the things, doing so many of the things. You're not really necessarily doing any of them well. You're just kind of like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, all of the time. It's all of your shit in your face. Not being able to see the forest through the trees, that we are learning to drop what isn't important. We are learning to drop what we don't give a fuck about. We are learning to drop all of the things that keep us focused on the external, not the internal. We are also learning how to not be tricky little bitches. This is the 7 of Swords reversed. 7 of Swords reversed is all about getting away with shit that you might not necessarily want to be seen getting away with. You're trying to be sneaky. You're kind of, it can be a little bit of a shadow card. And so this is about being open and authentic with yourself, coming out of your tent, being true and clear and in alignment. Think of a sword with your truth. Well, you drop that shit that you don't fucking need to give a shit about anymore. That these cycles are over. This is a new time right now, right? We've got the World, the last card in the major arcana. Bitch. You just wrapped up a major fucking cycle. Look at all the fucking strength it took. Because the thing about the strength card, you can't force a lion to open its jaws. This is not about physical brute strength. This is about emotional, spiritual strength, where you can see the ebb and flow of everything, where you are one, where you recognize everything is a cycle of life and rebirth. This is Libra season, where we can balance the death and the rebirth in the life now, right? Where it is so easily highlighted for us because we're technically in spooky season. Like Scorpio season is just around the corner. Halloween's almost here. The leaves are starting to change, but there is still so much color. There is still so much life left, right? It's all just a cycle. It's all just a cycle. Spring will come again, right? If we take care of the earth and honor her, spring will come again. While we're still here. If we're not doing that, spring will come again. We just won't be here. So, love your mother. Take care of her, recycle. Stop single-use plastics. But cycles are wrapping up. That you were strong enough. You saw it to the end, babe. You fucking saw it till the end. Okay, that feels pretty complete. So that's kind of what's going on. That the inward journey is over. It's about trusting that all of your wishes not only will come true, are already in the works of coming true, and it can be about shifting your focus from I do not have this to I am so grateful for everything I have and for everything that has happened to me, because it has allowed me to meet this moment in this time space with full gratitude, because everything brought me to here. Everything brought me to this moment, right? Everything today, everything for the past 32 years brought me today to sitting in this chair talking to you right now, right? All of the good, all of the bad. It's the same thing. It's the same thing for all of us. And it's about, again, Libra season, kind of pulling out and realizing the beauty and the pain. So just thank your pain, thank all the times that your wishes didn't come true and what that meant for you, because you might have been crushed in the time, but was it really an aligned wish? Like, can you see maybe how, oh, yeah, no, that wouldn't have been serving. Or alternatively, like, maybe it didn't come true because I had to learn these lessons because this wasn't the one that was going to be granted. Whatever it is right now, whatever is showing up for you right now, if it is giving you the power and the strength to step out of the bullshit and to step away from the shit you don't fucking care about, it's the cycle of that is over because you're stepping clear and clean out of that energy. And so you are free. I mean, you're free in every moment, but the cycles that are wrapping up right now, trust them. So what's coming down the chute next? What is Spirit preparing us for? How about that? Okay. Spirit is preparing us to kind of step out of that hard masculine energy. This is the Emperor. He is all kings combined, and he's reversed. What are you trying to control that isn't yours to control? And it's funny. Okay, shit, look at this. All right, okay. I see you, Spirit. Okay. All right. We've got 2 men in red robes and 2 thrones. He's here sitting on his throne. He's reversed. Remember, the ask is to not sit there and be content. The ask is to climb higher, walk higher, seek more, grow more. In the physical, because the internal journey, the inward journey is over. It's about making the physical changes. Mars, remember, Mars, physical action, moving through Libra, moving through making physical choices that are aligned with our inner divine feminine and our inner emotional harmony. That's actually really fucking beautiful that it came out that way, you know, because now is not the time. Well, ultimately, time is whatever you do with it. Your journey is whatever you do with it. And we can go further. We can experience more. We can climb higher. We can gain more perspective. We can become more aligned. We can become more powerful. That's the invitation right now. Spirit's asking for your hand to get out of your chair and do some fucking work. To make those changes that your inward journey have told you were necessary. To cut out what you're not fucking passionate about. To seek to see the forest through the trees. To realize, you know, the beauty of where you find yourself. What this is trying to show you. What your environment is trying to show you. What your reactions are trying to show you. What your body is trying to show you. It's to be clear and authentic in your actions. And in your thoughts, and in terms of cutting out, you know, the narration of old stories that are no longer serving you. And by doing that, by wrapping up these old cycles where you were taking on things that weren't yours to take on, where you weren't acting in integrity, you closed the door on that because you had the strength to see it through. And what that has done, that has gotten you out of your chair, out of complacency, both looking in your garden and admiring the beauty there and knowing the journey is not over. For baby, you're going to a higher plane. We all are. We are here to ascend. We are here to ascend to the highest version of ourselves. And the only way we do that is by doing the work that is cutting us off from being that version, from where we're not loving ourselves, to empower ourselves to be able to hold that vibration of unconditional love for ourselves and then spread out to everyone. Because if we can love ourselves unconditionally, truly, I mean, if you can be your own best friend, if you can sit with yourself in silence, that's what we're here to do. That's, you know, if you are at all familiar with the concept of New Earth, that's how we co-create New Earth. By being the absolute best versions of ourselves. And that's exactly the time space we're in. And so by watching this, that's exactly what you're doing. So go ahead and pat yourself on the back, because, baby, that's amazing. That's so wonderful. the strength that it takes, and strength is out here on the table, to do what you're doing, to be who you are, to get up every single day and show up for what you need to. Always seeking to do better, always seeking to find more love, always seeking to be the love. You're doing it. You're up out of your chair. Smell the roses. Take some time to smell the roses because you've done the work. This cycle is over. It's nothing but, well, I'm not going to say it's nothing but smooth sailing from here. Because ultimately we don't know. Our highest selves know. The Akashic records know. And so by seeking our highest self to bring it full circle, you unlock the highest vibrational part of your Akashic records, because there is record, because you exist in all the dimensions, right? In all the different vibrations, you are there. And so your highest self exists in the physical world just as your lowest self exists in the physical world. You can unlock the knowledge of all of those physical selves, so you don't necessarily have to learn the lessons that those iterations of you learned through the hard way. You can sit there and breathe those lessons into your soul and ascend them through without experiencing them. And that is something that you can do with the Akashic records, which again, if you're interested in it, Google it. Trust yourselves. If your intuition is saying, yeah, I really want to learn more, listen to that. Alternatively, if your intuition is saying, I don't know if that's for me right now, listen to that. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. All of my love on your journey. You're doing a fantastically amazing job, and you're just fucking killing it. And I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of all of us, and we are co-creating this beautiful new world for all of us together. Thank you so much for being here. Again, have a great rest of your day whenever you're watching this.